In today's episode, we are going to be delving into the fascinating world of counterfeiting of products and its implications for businesses and brands. Hi everyone, welcome to the Kabbiz Legal Advisory podcast. I am your host Kingsley Ani, an attorney specializing in intellectual property law and brand protection at Kabbiz Legal Advisory. Counterfeiting, as we know, involves the manufacturing or production of imitations or copies of already existing products with the intention to deceive unsuspecting buyers. These counterfeited products are usually very skillfully crafted to resemble the original, thus making it very difficult for novice buyers to distinguish between the genuine and the substandard copy. In countries like Nigeria, we have a prevalence in counterfeiting, particularly in the pharmaceutical industry. Nigeria has a very large population and a thriving market, so the influx of fake products in the country poses a very significant challenge to manufacturers. For example, according to an online platform called Check It, we have certain commonly counterfeited products in Nigeria, and these include packaged foods, pharmaceuticals, footwear, clothing, leather goods, automotive parts, cosmetics, alcohol, jewelry, and then of course we also have leather products. The impact of counterfeit products on businesses and brands cannot be underestimated. We have legitimate businesses with quality products suffering financial losses due to reduced sales because of counterfeits of their products. Consumers, usually unaware of the counterfeit nature, generally go for fake products which flood the market, and this leads to damaged brand reputation and a loss of consumer trust for that particular brand. And of course, counterfeit products also hinder innovation, discourage foreign investment, and deprive the government of tax revenue, thus undermining the economy as a whole. We do have some legal remedies that are available to combat counterfeiting, and in Nigeria and even internationally as well. So, to combat counterfeiting, it requires a collaborative effort between the government, law enforcement agencies, industry associations, and brand owners. And of course, they can undertake very several initiatives to fight against the counterfeit products. One, we have criminal prosecution. It is one of the initiatives. Brand owners and associations can get counterfeiters to face criminal charges under Nigerian laws like the Counterfeit and Fake Drugs and Unwholesome Processed Foods Miscellaneous Provisions Act. They can also face a prosecution under the Nigerian Copyright Act, the Trademarks Act, and other criminal legislation in the country. And when these people are prosecuted and convicted, it is going to serve as a deterrent to others that engage in such activities. Remedy number two is civil litigation. By leveraging their intellectual property rights, including including their registered trademarks and their copyrights, brand owners and IP owners can file civil lawsuits against their counterfeiters and then seek injunctions to halt the production, distribution, or sale of fake goods that are being counterfeited off of the original brands. They can also claim damages for losses suffered, and then they can also have the counterfeit products seized and destroyed. Thirdly, we have customs enforcement. Customs, that's the Nigerian Customs Service, seize and detain suspected counterfeit goods at the different points of entry, and with close collaboration between brand owners and the Nigerian Customs Service, of course, enforcing mechanisms against the counterfeiters can actually be strengthened through collaboration between the NCS and brand owners and the manufacturing companies. Another aspect of this enforcement is or could be collaboration with law enforcement agencies like the Nigerian police force. This is vital. Brand owners and companies can always work with very closely with the police to conduct string operations, apprehend counterfeiters, and thus safeguard their brand and their goodwill, which they've already amassed in the eyes of their customers and their brand users. Brand owners can also implement certain anti-counterfeiting measures. They can set up technological systems such as holograms, security levels, and they can use certain unique packaging features which can help consumers or their customers quickly identify their products. We see in the cases of some pharmaceutical companies that use certain codes which can be verified from a database from the point of purchase by the consumers themselves. And when implemented, these measures usually act as deterrents against the counterfeiters, because it will make it difficult for counterfeiters to sell their knockoff products if there are means of identifying these knockoff products immediately upon from the point of purchase of same. And then lastly, we have there can be ongoing efforts to strengthen IP laws in Nigeria. This is very, very important. It is paramount. uh, of course, Nigeria, like several other countries, have a robust legal framework, but despite this, there is need for continuous improvements. There is need for amendments, and all these are necessary in order for the country to keep up with all the evolving intellectual property trends worldwide, and thus ensure effective enforcement mechanisms against the counterfeiters who will be trying to profiteer of a brand's goodwill, solid name, and what have you. So if you are ready to safeguard your products and combat counterfeiting, it's very, very important that you try to implement some measures for your brand, for your products, for your goods. And of course, at Kabbiz Legal Advisory, we have our product registration and anti-counterfeiting practice group, and we've worked with some brands to help them secure their IP rights, and devise strategies that can aid them to combat counterfeiting of their goods, of their materials, of their products in the market. This concludes today's episode of our Lego podcast. We hope you have found the information we've released here quite informative and inspiring as well. We invite you to stay tuned for future updates, where we will continue to explore various Lego topics that matter to you and your business, and offer our own perspective to global trends. We invite you not to also subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media for updates and additional resources from our law firm. If you have any questions, or if you have any topics you would like us to cover in subsequent episodes of our podcast, we are asking that you reach out to us at our law firm's contact email address, which is contact@kabbizlegal.com, or you can visit our website on kabbizlegal.com, and we will be happy to provide you with whatever information you need, or discuss whatever new topic that you would like to see on the podcast. So until next time, I'm Kingsley Ani, and remember that knowledge is power in the world of law. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode of the podcast. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.